Hi Taurus, I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Welcome back to my channel. This is Jackie. I'm going to be doing a bonus read for you guys for the end of November because we have some really cool transits happening, and I thought it would be really great to pull some energies for it. So we have Venus at 28 degrees Sagittarius, exact conjunct Jupiter, 28 degrees Sag, at home. Loving that. Loving that. This is expansive for all things Venusian, guys. It's love, money, travel. Really beautiful. So those of you who know your chart, and if you don't know your chart, I definitely recommend looking it up. Just Google free birth chart calculators and look to see where 28 degrees of Sagittarius falls in your chart. You're going to be feeling this the most there, but we're all going to be feeling it because this is about what you've been learning about yourself and a new belief system that you've been forming. There's definitely going to be for all of us an increase in self-love, through worthiness and self-value. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be great for those of us who've been feeling like a little off center, maybe struggling to feel balanced. Your energy field is going to be shifting into Venusian areas of love, of friendship, different relationships that are meant to be on our path. It doesn't only mean intimate. This could mean really great friends as well, anything having to do with money, new opportunity and money. This is all really, really great. Really great. Oh, beautiful crowning. Receiving. I love it. Yeah. So just to address this transit, it's a shift that's first happening within you, and it's going to allow you to create and make shifts in your path that are definitely needed. It's a time to set intentions, and I do know that's really hard to do if we've been feeling very confused about something. For sure, it is. So this is really a time where you want to just think about where you are now and where you've been, how you've gotten to be where you are, and really where you want to go, and set your compass in that direction, and then just let it go and live life. Don't hyper focus on it. You know, that's not how you manifest. It's about letting go, like releasing the blocks, just releasing the blocks and letting it. And every day you wake up and you do something proactively towards what you want that goal to be. You can't sit around and do nothing. Not that any Taurus would do that, but you can't do that and expect to bring to yourself what it is that you ultimately want. We do have a beautiful energy, guys. Chiron in Aries started in February 18th of this year. It's going to be going until April of 2027. And Chiron is the wounded warrior. So this is all about, and in Aries is the first sign, right, of the zodiac. So this is about newness. It's starting over. It's turning you from a wounded warrior, all of us, into soldiers with no limits. And this is really calling for us to get back to an earlier time in our life. For those of you who are old enough, going back to 2006, what did you have cooking up or going on back then that you put on a shelf, or you ended up not bothering to finish, or a relationship that maybe a friendship maybe that you ended, or a family member that you lost contact with all the way back then? Something's going to be resurfacing, and it's going to start now. The shift is starting now. So this is like an underpinning underneath all of this Venusian energy. It's going to bring a restlessness, guys, for all of us. This restlessness at the end of the month, where we're going to feel the sense of abundance, and and we're going to just be feeling really ready for something new, because with Sagittarius is the explorer and the seeker, right? And now throw this with Venus and Jupiter conjunct the galactic center in Sagittarius. This is all about increasing our ability to see what's possible for us. So let me pull your Celtic cross spread, and then we'll talk about your crowning energy. Just really, really good stuff. I do really like it. And we'll talk about things as we go. But this receiving energy is beautiful, Taurus. I'm getting that a lot of you are feeling really tired. A lot of you are not taking enough rest, taking care of yourself quite enough. And the message here is you are so loved, and your every need is witnessed and responded to by the universe. But I'm getting sometimes you forget this. You become swept up in the momentum of habitual consciousness, and you forget to take a minute to stop and breathe and just be, but it's in that moment that you can receive the love of the universe, and the support of the energies around you, because this is really what happens, without getting too technical though. When it comes to energy, we can block energy from coming to us. Especially when we're not taking care of ourselves, if we're really tired, if our priorities are a little messed up. And we feel left of center. We could feel our energy not right. It's because we're not giving our body what we need, right? So I feel like, Taurus, I just feel like your soul is becoming a little bit dried out because you haven't allowed yourself to receive enough. Energy's been going out of you, but there's not enough coming back in, if that makes sense. So it's definitely time to bring in something back into you, to receive and to be received. You're being offered a chance here for restoration now, to really feel nourished and cared for and loved, which is beautiful to have with these energies. Oh my gosh, this is really great. So yeah, I mean, if you can, take a little break. Take a little break if you can, for sure. All right, so let's do a Celtic cross spread. These are going to be general energies, guys. So I'm going to be giving situations for relationship if I feel called to do that, career, family issues. I am going to pull a few love oracles at the end for those of you who are specifically here with just a relationship on your heart. But let's get right into it. So the situation that's representing, the card that's the energy that's representing your situation right now is the Four of Cups reverse. So the Four of Cups is, I call it the checklist card. It's the card where it's like, okay, if this person doesn't start doing A, B, and C, I can't stay in this with them. Or if this job doesn't start bringing me this, that, or the other thing, or if I don't start sensing stronger opportunity here, or if this person continues to do this thing, I just can't stay in the relationship. But there's definitely an underpinning here of a disillusionment, a disappointment in how a situation is going, okay? This also does indicate that this is very mental energy, by the way, very, very mental. And it does tell me that many of you are just feeling very discontent, maybe a little bored. For some of you, for others of you, it could just be very restless, just not very peaceful in your own skin regarding where your life is right now. Now, it can be a relationship. It could also just be you just not feeling like you're really jiving with your job these days, or something feels off with members of your family or your friends. Yeah, because then what's crossing you is the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is the 3 a.m. card, right? I call it the 3 a.m. anxiety card. It's what keeps us up at night. It's what pokes at us during the day. It's those intrusive thoughts where our mind goes on a hamster wheel. Well, what if this and then that? And this is kind of like, this can also be the energy of, yes, I mean, things going on in the 3D that are impacting you, but could also be you just kind of ruminating over past wounds, past hurts, past disappointments, for sure. And for others of you, it could just be this idea of, I'm feeling very called to say this issue of time. Feeling this very strongly now, Taurus. I feel like a lot of you are struggling with this issue of time. Like, I don't have enough time, or this is going to take too much time, or feeling this immediacy around the idea of time, and it putting you on a little bit of a hamster wheel, maybe not such a little bit of one, that you find yourself ruminating in these thoughts. Yeah. So the crowning energy here is the Five of Cups reversed. I like the Five of Cups reversed better than in the upright. The Five of Cups just means that there is disappointment in a person or a situation in your life right now. But in the reverse, it indicates that she actually sees the two cups that are upright. In the typical Rider-Waite, the person doesn't see the two cups. In this deck, which I really like, she does see the two cups. And there's this sense of recognition that, you know what, I do have value in this. I feel very disappointed that something is going a certain way, or that it hasn't gone a certain way in the past, but I still understand and am in touch and recognize my own personal value and my ability to feel and love and be loved, which is beautiful, right? And that's in the reverse. This is you acknowledging this. But there is this sense of disappointment in something that you're feeling right now, but you're getting in touch at the end of this month. The energies really don't understand time, Taurus. I mean, keeping it real, but this is what I meditated on, and this is what we're addressing. Definitely just feeling this type of disappointment, but still recognizing your value. And then in your foundation, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. So this is telling me that you feel like you have to make a decision between two things, and you just have like analysis paralysis regarding this. You know, so the Five of Cups can mean moving away from a situation or a person to a space where it's a little healthier and you're recognizing your true value, right, in the reverse. But you were not really sure. I'm getting that you're not really sure what that even means. You're just not sure what that looks like in real time, you know. And the pentacle energy, you know, can mean resources, of course. It can mean, you know, you're just not feeling at one with your resources. Some of you may be feeling like you just don't have enough money right now, or something is not coming to fruition with in the area of resources. So it can be an investment, it could be some sort of property, anything like that. But it could also just be, pentacle energy also represents our physical health, mental health, and emotional health, right? And you being in this space of like, you know I have to make a decision that's going to ultimately be healthier for me, but I'm just really not sure right now what that path is. And in the past, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, so I'm getting that, you know, whatever you're here watching this video, whatever's on your heart, you were in a situation in the recent past where you were not feeling supported. Because the Six of Pentacles upright is about feeling supported by somebody else and having what you need. Really having what you need and being supported. And I'm getting that this is not the case. Yeah. And we have in the near future the Page of Cups reverse. So this tells me, Taurus, that you're going to be holding back from something in the near future, holding back from something that would speak to your heart and your soul. So this could certainly be a relationship. And this is a new beginning. Holding back from having this new beginning. It could have to do with a job, though. It could have to do with a friendship where you're just not opening yourself up 100% to something. I feel like, and I just want to say this, I'm getting this very strongly. For some of you, I think the time thing has to do with you're just so busy working all the time, going to school, working a job, whatever. Time is an issue. You're feeling very unfulfilled. And on top of it, you're just not feeling like there's enough value add for what you're putting in. And I feel like you're feeling the shift, but you're not really willing to enter this next chapter in your life in this situation. I'm getting that very strong for those of you where it's a job situation and you're in this place of trying to figure out what the best next step is for you. For those of you with relationship, yeah, I mean, it's you just feeling that you hadn't been getting at least what you needed from this relationship, and you're just not willing to open up your heart to enter this next cycle with this person the way things were. Anyway, the way things were, yeah, because you're coming in, and Queen of Swords is a pretty powerful energy. This is coming in and slicing up some truth. Very strong energy. This represents you, Taurus, during this time period, and I really like this for you because this is you laying it down and cutting out anything toxic that doesn't belong there, holding close to you the things that do, and really being able to recognize the difference. Swords are truth, and they're words, and it's the way we frame reality. And this is you coming and knowing exactly what's up. This is a very strong energy for you, Taurus. I really, really like this. With this Venus energy in Jupiter, which is about luck and expansion, at home in Sagittarius, it's about making it all happen. It really is about expansion. And you're just cutting out whatever's going to get in the way of you not being able to bring that to yourself. Yeah, because you want to let yourself receive, Taurus. It's all about receiving, yeah. Now let's look at what the external influence is, the High Priest. So yeah, I mean, this is about, I really like this because this is about you getting in touch with your truth, your moral compass, your faith, your system of faith, how you frame reality in the life that you live. What are your morals? What do you view as your integrity? Is what you're involved in meeting up to that? Or do you feel like you're not being treated fairly at your job? Do you feel like you're not being compensated well enough? Do you feel like this relationship is not respecting you enough? Do you feel like there's just not simply enough growth in this relationship or in this position? And this is about really getting in touch with that. So it's a great energy to have external to you. And as your fear position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Listen, I mean, you guys are Taurus, right? Your earth energy. This is a couple of things I'm getting. One, some of you are afraid of losing yourself if you commit to a situation. Another bunch of you, I'm feeling very strongly, very concerned that if you continue on this path, you're not going to have enough money. You're just not going to have enough resources. There's this feeling of just not having enough if you stay either in this relationship or in this job. So for some of you in a relationship, you might be with somebody who is just not contributing enough financially and it's draining you. For some of you, that can be the situation. For others of you, it could just simply be this position that you're in, this job that you're in, with, you know, where there's just not enough money ultimately at the end of the day for you to feel satisfied, for you to feel like you're able to advance your life forward in the way that you want. For others of you, this could certainly be, though, that you feel like you're just going to kind of get sucked up and into a situation, and you have a fear of that where, you know, when I say lose yourself, I mean, again, mentally, physically, emotionally, like all the ways that we could lose ourselves in relationships. So I do feel like that is a concern for many of you. But then we have the Four of Swords, which is awesome. I love the Four of Swords because in the typical Rider-Waite, the Four of Swords is the soldier who's on the coffin, who he had the coffin made for his family before he went away to war, just in case he didn't make it. They wouldn't have to deal with actually getting a coffin for him, right? It would be waiting for him already. And it was just this like very careful but positively calculated energy. But he ends up making it through, and he comes back, and you know, in the typical Rider-Waite, he's laying on the coffin thinking, okay, I've been through so much. Now, how am I going to move forward in my life where I'm bringing my past, the parts of my past that I need to bring the lessons with me, throw away the rest, where I can embrace my scars and I can just live a really beautiful life. But it's about resting for a moment, resting for a moment so that something can come to you. The answer will come to you. It's about not pushing it. And I like this too because honestly, Taurus, this is a very fun energy. I mean, Sagittarius is always a good time anyway. Throw Jupiter into that with Venus, and we're kissing up onto these beautiful December energies where we're going to have all of this Gemini energy. It's like party time for everyone. It's going to just be a lightness. So I do feel like a lot of you have this going on in a very psychological space in your mind. And you're trying to figure out what the best next step is for you. Yeah. I have to tell you, from the Celtic cross spread, I'm getting a lot of work energy here. Okay. Palm tree wanted to come out. I'm going to pull a few love oracles for those of you who are here with love. Love on your mind. Let's get some energies for that. Palm tree came out. That's about stability, security, growth, endurance, flexibility, permanence. Something permanent. I like that. Yeah. Taurus, it's a nice energy to get. Engagement ring. Okay. So, yeah, I need, and the runner. Okay. All right. Okay, so. Taurus, are you dealing with a runner or are you a runner? Let's say runner in codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Yeah. So I feel like those of you who are here with a relationship on your heart and you're in a situation where there is no contact, the no contact happened because either you or your partner, I'm going to pull some cards on this. You're a runner, right? Where there's the runner in a codependent relationship always has a runner, right? There's always somebody who's like pulling in too tight and then somebody who's always like, whoa, you know? And it's that fear of intimacy and listening to the ego and working in like a lower vibration. So I do feel, Taurus, that some of you were dealing with somebody who's a runner, but they are going to see the light because this is about stability, security, flexibility. Flexibility is very necessary if you do, in fact, have this type of dynamic. But then we have engagement ring, which is about partnership, commitment, completion, and union. So let's get some energies on this. Let's get some energies on this. Okay. Let's pull some Rider-Waite. Right away, I want some information on the runner energy. Isn't that just the thing to happen now? Did they run away during Mercury retrograde, and now that Mercury is going direct, even though it's still in shadow during this time, are they starting to come back around? Let's see. But I feel like it's somebody who did this to you, only because I'm feeling this receiving has something to do with it, but let's see what comes up. Okay. Yeah, so this is the story of the runner, okay? Yeah. So we have 3 reversals. So, yeah, someone was just not telling the truth, not speaking the truth, not being open, lying through omission, you know, just not wanting to move forward in this relationship because something has to do with there's something going on with the value system here. The Hierophant reverse is all about getting very poor advice, following the wrong moral compass, just feeling a little lost in how reality is framed. And the Empress reverse is about not being able to grow something, because the Empress is the mother of the tarot, right? Perpetually pregnant, so there's always growth here. So I'm feeling that whoever you were dealing with as a runner energy, they were convincing themselves that there was not going to be growth here because you guys did not gel as far as what you actually really wanted out of the relationship. But I do feel like initially when you guys got into the relationship, the way everything was framed looked much different than how it ended up rolling out, where they weren't being, maybe they were being really honest in the moment when you guys discussed the intentions of the relationship, you know, initially. But then as things started to progress and they started to be afraid, so their feelings started to change because of their fear of intimacy or their ego, that they weren't being completely honest with you. And it ended up in this situation where it was a runner energy. Now, guys, this is a general reading. This could certainly be you, Taurus. The energies can always be flip-flop. The energies are too enmeshed to not. So you guys have to understand that if you're going to seek tarot for any advice. But so that makes sense to me. But let's get some information on what's going to be happening here with the palm tree, having to do with stability and security. Oh, lovers. One more card. Let's get one more card, please. One more card. Let's do bottom of the deck energy. I feel called to do that. 6 of Cups. Cool. All right, yeah. So Six of Cups is the card of reconciliation. It's the card of missing. Getting back in touch with what's pure and happy. The beautiful aspects of the relationship. This is about just reconnecting to a more pure place and remembering what matters. This is also a very family type of card, right? So I do feel, Taurus, whoever you're dealing with right now is really very much a soul tie, a soul connection here. They feel like family to you, for sure. You feel like family to them. And the Lovers, I mean, this couldn't be more perfect, because the Lovers is all about dealing with your stuff. It's the clouds. The clouds are the stuff. It's the conflict. It's the issues that need to be worked out. It's I need this, you need that. It's all of that. Working through everything with Archangel Raphael's guidance and the blessing of the sun behind them. So I really do love the Lovers card. Not because I'm a Gemini sun, right? It's just because there's such a dose of reality to this. This is not them running off into the sunset. This is them looking at each other with really solid intention, saying, listen, I really want to be in this with you, but we have things we need to work out. I'm in it, you're in it, we love each other, let's figure this out. And that's so healthy. That's so healthy for long term. So I do get that this is the energy that's happening with this palm tree engagement ring. But you know what, why don't we, just for the heck of it, pull out something more. See what other kind of information we can get on this energy. Let's get some more information. Oh, 4 of Wands. Very nice. Listen, you can't have a better. You get the engagement card from this is the engagement card, 4 of Wands. This is about engagement and marriage and strong foundation. We have, I mean, this is beautiful. So for those of you who came with a relationship on your heart and you've been in no contact, there is going to be contact. There's going to be a missing. There is missing. There's contact. There's working things out. There is, and I don't get this a lot in readings, there is a definitive happily ever after here for sure. Okay. Now, for those of you who are in a really solid space right now, where you guys have been in it for many, many years and you guys are solid, I still feel like on a mental level, one of you are running away and not wanting to deal. Like busying yourself in work, busying yourself in other things. But there is this indication here that you guys are going to kind of find each other again, right? The ebb and flow of relationships, even if you're together for 30 years, right? That just happens. It's the reality of relationships for sure. Yeah. Now, for others of you, I do feel like if you're in a weird situation, if you're not, this is if you guys are together and you haven't been together that long, but things are just very weird, left of center, just very uncomfortable. I feel like you're going to cut this person off, and when you do, you're going to meet someone really incredible. So that would not be for the people who are in absolutely people who are in no contact right now at all. I feel like you're going to get reached out to. People who are in a solid relationship, you guys are going to be leveling up and finding each other again. Those of you who are in a weird space, you just guys are not getting along, you're feeling suspicious of stuff, I feel like there's going to be an ending. You may be the runner in that situation, but because there is something more beautiful on the other side of this. So, yeah, that's very clear to me. Yeah, good stuff, Taurus. I like this reading. Receive. Rest. You know, Taurus, you guys work a lot. Rest, take a chill. Go do something nice for yourself during this energy. It's definitely a fun time, good stuff coming. And I will see you guys next week when I do the first 2 weeks of December. Can you believe it? Craziness. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.